The receptionist almost threw the application into the rejection pile without looking twice. A tired single father wearing faded boots and an old jacket didn't belong in the shining headquarters of one of the country's biggest companies. But when the application finally reached the billionaire CEO's office, everything stopped. Her hands began to tremble. She stared at one name printed on the page, unable to breathe. It was a name she had never forgotten, a man she had spent 15 years searching for. Before we continue, if you believe kindness, second chances, and never judging people by their appearance can change lives, please like this video, leave a comment, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more heart-touching stories. For Daniel Carter, pride had become a luxury he could no longer afford. 3 years earlier, he had lost his wife, Emily, after a sudden illness that left him raising their 7-year-old daughter, Lily, completely alone. Medical bills had consumed every dollar they had saved. Then the construction company where Daniel had worked for nearly 2 decades closed its doors without warning. One by one, everything disappeared. Their house was sold. His pickup truck was repossessed. Every interview ended with polite smiles followed by rejection emails that all sounded the same. Employers called him overqualified for simple jobs and underqualified for specialized positions. After months of searching, Daniel had reached the point where any honest work would be enough. Cleaning floors, taking out trash, washing windows, nothing was beneath him if it meant putting food on the table for Lily. Every morning, Daniel walked his daughter to school with the brightest smile he could fake. He never let her see the fear hidden behind his tired eyes. Lily still believed her father could fix anything, and Daniel refused to let that belief disappear. At night, after she fell asleep, he quietly counted the few dollars left inside an old coffee tin hidden in the kitchen cabinet. Sometimes he skipped dinner, pretending he had already eaten, simply so Lily could have one more sandwich for lunch the next day. His greatest fear wasn't poverty. It was watching hope slowly disappear from his daughter's innocent face. One rainy afternoon, Daniel noticed a hiring sign outside the luxurious headquarters of Harrington Global Industries. The company was famous for billion-dollar investments, luxury hotels, and technology projects around the world. The sign read, "Janitorial staff needed. Immediate hiring." Daniel took a deep breath, smoothed out the wrinkles in his application, and stepped inside. The marble floors reflected crystal chandeliers above him. Expensively dressed executives hurried through the lobby without noticing him. He felt invisible, but he kept walking because fathers don't have the option of giving up. Several employees quietly judged him before he even reached the reception desk. His worn clothes and exhausted appearance seemed completely out of place. The receptionist accepted his paperwork with a polite but distant smile. Daniel thanked her sincerely before leaving the building, expecting nothing more than another rejection. Unknown to him, his application was about to change far more than his own future. On the top floor, billionaire CEO Victoria Harrington reviewed hiring documents between meetings. She rarely looked through janitor applications herself, but a misplaced folder landed on her desk. As she casually flipped through the pages, one name instantly froze her heart. Daniel Carter. Her breathing became uneven. Memories she had buried beneath years of success suddenly flooded back with incredible force. 15 years earlier, Victoria had been nothing more than an ambitious university student with impossible dreams. Her wealthy family had rejected her decision to build her own company instead of joining the family business. During those difficult years, almost everyone doubted her except one person. Daniel. Back then, he worked evenings repairing campus buildings while attending engineering classes during the day. Whenever Victoria questioned herself, Daniel reminded her that determination mattered more than money or status. When her scholarship disappeared unexpectedly, Daniel secretly sold his prized motorcycle to help her pay tuition without ever asking for recognition. Before she could repay his kindness, life pulled them in different directions. She graduated and moved overseas to chase business opportunities while Daniel disappeared after family responsibilities forced him to leave college. She searched for him many times, but every lead ended in disappointment. Now, after building one of the largest companies in the country, the very man who had once sacrificed everything to protect her future was applying for the lowest-paying job in her organization. Victoria immediately canceled every meeting that afternoon. She requested Daniel return for an interview the next morning without explaining why. When he walked into her office, he expected difficult questions about cleaning schedules and work experience. Instead, he found the CEO standing silently, tears filling her eyes as she looked at him with overwhelming gratitude. Time had changed their appearances, but kindness had preserved the connection between their hearts. Daniel barely recognized the confident billionaire standing before him until she quietly reminded him of an old library staircase where two struggling students once shared cheap coffee and impossible dreams. Daniel felt embarrassed by his situation, apologizing for applying for such a small position. Victoria stopped him before he could finish. She gently explained that no honest job could ever define a person's worth. She reminded him that years earlier, when she had nothing except determination, he had believed in her before anyone else did. Without his sacrifice, she admitted, Harrington Global Industries might never have existed. Instead of offering charity, Victoria offered Daniel dignity. She created a management trainee position based on his forgotten engineering education and years of practical experience. She arranged flexible hours so he could continue caring for Lily after school. Most importantly, she promised that every opportunity would be earned through his ability, not through sympathy. Daniel accepted with tears in his eyes, realizing that true kindness never disappears, it simply waits for the right moment to return. Within months, Daniel became one of the company's most respected operations managers. His practical wisdom transformed struggling departments, while his humility inspired employees from every level. Little Lily finally watched her father smile without pretending. Their tiny apartment slowly filled with laughter instead of worry, proving that hope can survive even the darkest seasons when compassion finds its way back home. If this story touched your heart, please write in the comments, kindness always comes back. As this incredible journey comes to an end, remember that every person you meet may be fighting a battle you cannot see. One act of kindness today may return years later in ways you could never imagine. If this story inspired you, please like this video, leave a heartfelt comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe for more emotional stories that remind us the world is still full of compassion. Sometimes, the greatest success isn't becoming rich, it's becoming the reason someone else never gives up.